Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session. My name is Andy, and I'm a member of the International Admissions team at Carleton. I'm happy to have you here. I see that we have students joining us from all over the world, and all of you are in different stages of your academic journey to Carleton. Some of you have already received offers of admission. You may have accepted those offers. Others have just applied, and some of you may be waiting for a decision. Regardless of what stage you're in your journey to university life, this session is going to help introduce what you can expect in terms of the academic side of university. And basically, I know that when you're coming from high school, it's very different from university. You've heard about majors and minors. You've already selected majors, I assume, and you may be thinking about adding a minor or removing a minor. You've heard about labs and lectures and study groups and tutorials, but it can all be quite confusing because it's so different from high school. Well, Carleton prides itself on being very supportive of you, of all of our students. So the admissions staff are here to support you as you decide whether or not the major you have applied for is the right one for you. There's still plenty of time to change your mind if you wish. And also, we have registration staff here at Carleton to support you through the entire course registration process, which can be quite confusing for new students. But the academic support doesn't end there. When you actually enroll in your studies and you start classes in September, Carleton will make a lot of different academic support services available to you. If you're thinking about changing your major, as I did several times in my first semester, or adding a minor or dropping a minor, or even changing your entire degree program, we have a lot of staff available to help you with all of that. Here you see just a small sampling of some of these support services we offer to our current students. And although I could go into great detail on each of these, I think it's much better for you to hear from recent graduates as well as some current students so that you can learn from their experience. Now, first up, I would like to introduce my friend Viboo. Viboo, would you care to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. So I'm Viboo. I actually graduated from Carleton from the Aerospace engineering program and now work as the recruitment and outreach representative for the faculty. But one program we have for academic assistance is the El Smigo Learning Center, which is actually exclusive to engineering students. And here we have scholars in subjects like English, math, chemistry, and physics. So students are able to come in and receive one-on-one tutoring or even come with friends as well and receive group tutoring sessions on any concerns you may have.
That's awesome. Viboo, but engineering is so specialized. There must be a lot of nuances between mechanical versus aerospace or electrical or computer systems. Is there support to help students navigate those differences and get additional support?
Yes. So we also have departmental offices as well. So students in upper years are able to go there for assistance on any resources that they need for course selection, but also what they're planning on doing after graduate studies as well, or even career options. But we also have the academic support office as well, which is exclusive to first year students as well. So this is where you can discuss about adding a minor or any other course registration or selection you need assistance on for your specific engineering program.
That's great. And I know that sometimes having the electives in engineering can be a little tricky. So I'm really happy that those support services are available to engineering students. I'd also like to introduce Tadi. Tadi, would you care to introduce yourself?
For sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Tadi. I am a fourth year health sciences student with a double concentration in global health and disability and chronic illness. I also work as a global peer advisor. I was a former past facilitator and first year connections mentor, and super excited to be here today.
You mentioned you were a former PASS facilitator. What is PASS exactly?
Yeah, so PASS stands for Peer Assisted Study Sessions, and these are academic workshops designed to help students learn course content in a fun and interesting way that's different from lectures and tutorials.
Okay, so while you're studying your own courses, you're also supporting students who are taking courses that you've done in the past. Is that right?
Yes. So I've gone to PASS sessions as a student, and when I was an upper year student, I became a facilitator. So PASS facilitators are upper year students that have taken the course previously and gotten at least an A minus. And they also sit in on your lectures. So that your workshops are designed like based off what your prof is teaching. And yeah, it's a great resource for our students.
I think that's really cool that you were a participant in the past program when you were a new student at Carleton, and now it's come full circle, and you've been a facilitator for the incoming students as well. That's really awesome.
Yeah. And just
Yeah.
one last thing I want to say is passes for everyone. Whether you're struggling in a course or doing extremely well, it's been shown to improve your grade by a whole letter grade. So I really encourage students to go to pass.
That's great. Thanks so much, Tadi. I'd also like to introduce Reba, who's a current student at Carleton.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Reba. I'm also an international student from South Africa. I'm in my 4th year studying cognitive sciences, specializing in biological foundations of cognition. However, I'm currently doing my co-op program as a student government relations coordinator, but I've previously been a director with the Campus Activity Board. I've been a peer mentor. I've volunteered with the ISSO and Paul Menton Center. And I'm happy to be here.
Wow, you've been very involved in Carleton. That's fantastic. But when you first started off at Carleton, did you feel the need to access any of the academic support services available?
I did, definitely. I feel as though when you're accessing all these services, you achieve like the full experience, the full package of being on campus. And even though, as Tadi was saying, even though you're doing great in school, it's always better to do even greater, right? And so that's what I was gunning for.
That's cool. And you also mentioned that you were a volunteer at the Paul Menton Center. What is the Paul Menton Center? What was your role there?
So the Paul Menton Center provides accommodation for students who have visible and non-visible disabilities. And so in my capacity, I volunteered to take notes for students who may have issues with reading certain notes or are unable to actually attend lectures. And so I would just type in notes or write notes for them and send them off so that they can receive the same notes that other students in our lectures are able to write.
Wow. So I'm noticing a trend here. Both you and Tadi, you've received support services in the past, and then you've paid it forward and you've been supporting other students achieve
Absolutely.
academic success as well. That's so cool. Thanks, Reba.
You're welcome.
And I'd like to introduce everyone to Majo. Majo, would you care to introduce yourself?
Hi, well, my name is Majo. I'm from Mexico, and I'm in my 3rd year of the experimental physics program. Right now, I'm doing co-op with Snow Lab, but during my studies, I was a Science Student Success Center mentor.
That's always the tongue twister, the Science Student Success Center. Since you were a mentor there, can you explain what some of the unique services available through the SSSC would be?
There are a different variety of services that we provide in the SSSC. First, there's workshops where you can learn different things that will help you through your degree in science, like how to run like a command line for computer science, how to get into medical school for the people that wants to go be doctors, how to write a physics lab report, how to write a chemistry lab report. There's like many workshops that you can take advantage of there, and there's also the possibility of meeting with a mentor one-to-one, and that's more like personalized. You have like specific questions regarding like your transition in university. Maybe like just starting in university, you have questions, you can go to the SSSC and meet with someone in your program from an upper year that has experience going through what you're going through, like going through your courses and all that kind of things. And in these one-to-one mentoring sessions, we can talk about what courses would you like to take? If you're doing bad in your courses, we can talk about strategies on how to improve your learning. We can talk about like time management, or if you want to go into research, we can talk about the scholarships available for you, the options of professors and how to approach them. When you're like upper year, we can talk about how to contact professors to do your thesis. There's like limitless options where you can go and ask us. There's also like some community in the SSSE. So there's career paths that we can help you with, and there's also like community events where there's just like game nights, open mics. There are there's some kindness weeks where it's during exams. We do some events so you can relax time of day in the SSSE.
That sounds really cool. Wow, I had no idea. Thanks so much, Majo. Now, I would hope to open up kind of a general dialogue with all of you just to ask for your feedback on other services. For example, have any of you ever accessed CSAS or the Center for Student Academic Success in your time at Carleton?
I have.
Oh, you have?
It was a great experience, both on campus and virtually. And it really, really, benefited me in many ways. And I got to connect with many students from around different departments. So
that's cool. I've heard a little bit about CSAS, and I know that they have like writing tutorials and help support with essay writing and things like that, as well as other things. Are you able to share in what aspect you accessed the services at CSAS?
absolutely. So I went to CSAS for a bunch of reasons. Number one, to write in a professional manner for my research papers. I'm also very terrible at time management, so I had to go for a workshop to how to, better my time management and the activities within my day. I went for a workshop on how to best work in a group setting because I have many classes where I'm required to work with other students. Just so many workshops that are available on CSAS, and all you have to do is just register and you're good to go.
Oh, that's cool. I know that when I was a first year student, I certainly could have used a workshop on time management. And considering how involved all three of you are, it must be very challenging to manage your time. So I can't even imagine how it would be for a new student as well. Now, for all of you, when you were first starting out at Carleton, how did you learn about the different support networks available for academic support? Was it word of mouth or orientation, or were you directed to it by professors or anything like that?
For me personally, for PASS, they came to my lectures as well and told us about the PASS sessions. So that's when I was able to join PASS sessions myself. But Elsa McGill, you kind of learn about it through word of mouth more so. But there's a vast amount of different resources available to you, and I'm sure there's different ways to learn about them.
That's great. I'm glad that there's so many, hopefully, incoming students to Carleton that are attending this session, and they're learning about it now, which is really helpful to them. Before we go, I would like to ask each of you if you have any words of advice or words of wisdom for the incoming class.
I would just say to students to take advantage of all the services that Carleton has to offer. Even if you don't think you may need them, you can improve by accessing these services. And yeah, there's always someone to help.
Thanks so much, Tadi. Majo, do you have any insight to offer?
Yeah, I would say the same. Just don't be afraid to go ask questions. There's many people that can help you answer them. And again, if you're a science student and you really don't know which service will be best to answer your question or help you, you can go to the SSSE and ask anytime.
Okay, thanks, Majo. And Reba, how about you? Do you have any words of wisdom?
I guess just to piggyback off of what everyone said, attend these sessions because number one, you get to learn something. Number two, you get to network with a bunch of students from different programs and learn about different things. And so in the end, you lose nothing.
Yes, absolutely. Those are all very good points. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for attending this very short session. I hope that it was informative and helpful to you, and I wish you all the best, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the events today. In just a moment, there will actually be another session starting in about 5 minutes, and that will focus on life in the city of Ottawa, in the capital city. Thanks so much for joining today. Take care.